Have you ever lost everything and felt like life had nothing left for you? Where the pain feels heavier than hope, and the world goes silent around you. Like no one cares, no one notices, and giving up feels easier than going on. This is the story of a boy who stood at that edge, until one decision changed his life forever. David once had a simple but happy life with his mother. She was his world, his comfort, his only family. But one day she fell ill, and despite every effort, she didn't survive. That was the day David lost everything. The home that once felt warm became empty and silent. The laughter disappeared, and the hope he once had slowly faded away. He began to struggle just to survive. Hunger became part of his daily life. He dropped out of school because he could no longer afford it. Every day he walked through the village, but no one seemed to notice him. It was as if he didn't exist. He was there, but completely forgotten. One afternoon, desperate and hungry, David walked into a small shop and asked for work. The shop owner looked at him and laughed, saying he looked more like trouble than help. Others joined in, and the laughter filled the room. David's face burned with shame. He felt small, invisible, and worthless. As he walked out, the whispers followed him. His stomach growled, his chest felt heavy, and without even realizing it, his feet carried him toward the old bridge at the edge of the village. That night he stood on the bridge, staring down at the river below as it roared through the darkness. His heart was tired, broken by hunger, grief, and loneliness. He whispered to himself that maybe this was where it all ends. He took a step forward. But then a voice behind him said, "Or where it begins." An old man stood there, calm and steady. He asked David if he truly believed his problem was having nothing. David replied that he had nothing. But the old man gently told him that he was wrong, that he had something powerful, something no one could ever take away, his choice. He explained that every moment in life presents a choice, to stay broken or to rise, to give up or to keep moving, to let the world define you or to define yourself. He told David that it is not what happens to you that matters most, but what you choose to do about it. Even a small decision can change the direction of an entire life. He told him that night, standing on that bridge, he had two choices: to step forward and end everything, or to step back and begin a life he could not yet imagine. David stood there in silence, the words echoing deeply in his mind. That night he couldn't sleep. He lay awake on the cold floor, thinking over and over about what the old man had said. His thoughts wouldn't rest. He kept asking himself, what if he's right? What if my life can change? What if this is not the end? For the first time in a long time, he wasn't thinking about giving up. He was thinking about what he could become. And before the sun rose, David made a decision. He decided that he would learn a skill and become valuable. The next morning, with tired eyes but a determined heart, he walked to a roadside car repair shop and asked to be taught, offering to work for free. At first, the man there laughed, but he allowed David to stay. The journey was not easy. David washed dirty parts, watched closely, learned slowly, made mistakes, and was often shouted at. Many times he felt like giving up, but each time he remembered the bridge and the words about choice, and he kept going. Months passed, and gradually things began to change. David was no longer just a helper. He could fix engines, solve problems, and think differently. People started to notice him. They began to ask for him, and slowly respect replaced rejection. Years later, David opened his own workshop. The same boy who was once ignored and forgotten became someone people trusted and respected. One evening, David returned to that same old bridge. The river still roared below, just as it had before. But this time, he wasn't broken. He stood there quietly and smiled, realizing that the night he thought his life would end was actually the night it truly began. That night on the bridge, David didn't find money, and he didn't find help. He found a decision. And sometimes one decision is all it takes to change your life forever. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more powerful stories like this.